Heroes rise and empires fall. Every page is another key, unlocking hidden history. From magic spells to ancient kings, forgotten gods and broken wings. No tales too dark, no roads too long. Every mystery makes us strong. One more page, one more clue. Every answer leads to something new. Welcome to the Midnight Lore Society, where the stories come alive tonight. We're breaking down the myths and lore, finding what's behind every door. Leads the way, Jen the teacher, lights the flame. Jackson Rain brings fresh eyes. Rain the overlord ignites the night. Together we stand, together we stand, together we ride, together we ride. Welcome to the Midnight Lore Society. We're more than readers, we're seekers of truth, searching every legend from old to new. Through the Emerald Realms network we unite, sharing stories deep into the night. With every chapter, every page we see another adventure waiting to be free. So raise your voice, join the family tonight. The story's only just begun. Welcome to the Midnight Lore Society, where every page ignites the night. Books and legends, truth and lore, always searching for something more. Jen the teacher, Jackson Rains, Ray the overlord. Together forever we'll answer the call inside the Midnight Lore Society. Whoa, Midnight Lore Society. One more page, one more mystery, one more legend waiting for us
Yeah, that's the new jump off right there.
That shit was tight. I know you saw me dancing the whole
That's a fact.
time.
That's a fact. Definitely a little bit catchy. Can't complain. Can't complain.
No, it's like
Um,
one of them classic throwbacks. It was fire. I loved it. Great job. I have to give you all the props. That shit was fire.
yeah, that's a fact. That shit was tight. That
That
shit
shit was
was tight. I
fire.
ain't even gonna hold you. I made the song and I ain't even gonna hold you. I didn't put the work to put it together, but it came out really good.
Amazing. I don't care. Even if you had to type them buttons in and did that, shit is, I give you all the props. That was amazing. Good job. That's fucking fire.
Yeah, it came out really good though. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're on another episode of the Midnight Law Society. We're moving forward in the series, and so the next book is A Night of the Word. We here today with Jen, the infamous teacher.
Hello, hello,
Hola,
everyone. Hola, ¿cómo estás? How are you doing tonight?
chilling
I,
like a villain.
I'm missing my New York fam. I'm down here in Florida, but I'm so glad I'm able to join you and be able to do this because this was such an amazing book, and you guys are so smart. I can't wait to talk about it.
Nah, this book is fire. I ain't even
This
gonna
book
hold
was
you. This book,
so good. I thought the first one was good. This one was so much better. I was like, what? It's
well,
amazing.
they progressively get better, and it's gonna come to a point that it's gonna get serious.
Yeah, this one I loved it. Much more twists and turns, things that just on a psychological level, it got so much deeper. It was just fucking phenomenal. Thank you so much for letting me and inviting me into this. It was amazing.
All right, so let's get first. Jackson is going through some tornado issues, so hopefully he's in a tank or in a basement or whatever he got to do. He said the power's out right now, so if his shit kick back in, he'll join. And Rain is indisposed today. That's what happened when you have kids. But the show must go on, as they say in I guess the show world. I don't know where they say that shit, but I've heard they say that.
I heard they say that. I know I
Yeah,
have
it's
to
good.
just, when technology or shit goes down in the classroom, it's like, oh, well, you still got to push some shit together. You can't just be like, all right, guys, free period. I know the students would love that, but you get in trouble for that as a teacher. We get write ups too, just like kids. We can't do that.
Nah, they not trying to hear that shit. Keep it moving.
Nah,
Figure it out.
they're not trying to figure it out. I'm like, you know what? We'll get paper and pencil. We'll do something else. We'll play a game in the classroom that has to do with whatever we're learning. We'll figure some other shit out. We make do. But
That's a fact.
yeah, thoughts and prayers out to, Jackson and everybody else that's in Chicago or dealing with any of these kinds of crazy weather out there, Illinois, Michigan out there. And we just, hope that you guys are all well and come through okay.
Word facts. I didn't even know, to be honest with you, man, maybe I'm retarded, but I didn't even realize that Chicago was one of those on Tornado Alley. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting wrecked with the thunderstorms right now on top of the tornadoes. It's just
And
getting
that's
wrecked
like
right
a
now.
big city area, right? Or am I
hmm
bugging out?
No, you're not.
Because
And
I'm
then
thinking that
completely
shit must do
south of
some
it, it's
damage.
crazy. It's like from a little bit above Chicago all the way down, and it's sweeping right now. So the weather, like up from us, north and like kind of northwest, is fucking chaos and hectic right now. It's bad this year.
Well, prayers out to them, man. I hope that everybody out there is all right. But that shit is just crazy. Because I'm thinking if a tornado was to land in New York City, we'd be fucked out here.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's my
yeah,
first thought process. So I'm thinking Chicago is like a city. So if there's a tornado out there, the damage is going to be crazy.
yeah. And they were evacuating buildings today because of it, because they're in like, skyscrapers and tall buildings. This is an urban area like New York City. So they had to evacuate because that's a wrap. That tornado comes through, anybody that's in those buildings when they fall, that's a wrap. There's no coming back from that.
And that shit got no rhyme and reason. I saw an image on like YouTube or Google or something, and they was
hmm
talking about like the weirdness of a tornado. This
hmm
shit destroyed like 20 houses in a neighborhood and a big ass circle and left two right in the middle. No
Yeah.
damage whatsoever. So it's like
There,
just the zigzagging and that shit is crazy.
Yeah, there's no, you're right. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It goes whatever direction, switches directions up. Like that shit's nuts. It has no pattern. At least like hurricanes, they might turn, but they still have a predictable trajectory. Tornadoes, there's no pattern. There's no way, and they come on so quick and they move so fast. That shit's fucking scary. I could not live in that section of the
Yo,
world. I'm good.
if I
I'm
get
good.
out and I come back to the neighborhood and the motherfucker house is the only house that survived, nah, homie, your shit gonna have to burn or something, my dude. That's what I said. That shit got to go down too, son. Sorry. I see when
Facts.
everybody said went down, you're the only shit that went up.
Yeah.
You the only shit that went up. Nah, we're not doing that.
Nah, like nah. I'm okay. And if mine's the one that survives, like I don't even know. Like for one, I'm
I'm
not
gonna know
staying
what's
there.
coming. I'm gonna know what's coming. So now you gotta have the pistol. Nah, y'all niggas ain't lighting my shit up. But if
Facts.
I'm on the other side of that, yeah, that shit gotta come down. Sorry, where the bulldoze? Everybody's done. The tornado got us all, homie.
Yeah,
The
it's
tornado
just
got us
it's
all.
not you. No, you right. It's not fair because I would be like, we crashing
As
at
I'm
your
going
house
through
and be
my
safe.
rubble, I'm just looking at his shit, mad. You know what I'm saying? Mad
hmm
tight, like motherfucker. Nah,
Yeah,
your house
that's
good.
yeah. I'm good. I'm good with living in that part of the world, that part of our country.
I'm
I'm good.
glad I know now because I would have been like, ah, fuck it, let's do this. Nah, I would not. Nah, I ain't fucking with no place where there's tornadoes, man. Tornadoes is crazy. Or at least let me be on the edge so I can outrun that bitch. Don't
Right,
put
and
me
you don't
like
even know
right
where
in the
the edge
middle of the
is.
alley.
The way that thing moves, you don't even know which way the edge is. Nah, fuck that. I
I
don't
just
want to be
don't
at
want to
no
be in the
edge.
middle of the alley. I don't want to be in no town that there's a horn. If there's a horn, that means that shit happens way too much. You know what I'm saying? Word
Word,
up. Word
word,
up.
word.
And everybody in the town know, up, come on, come to the basement. What you mean go to the basement? What's that? Nah, that's tornado. What the fuck? Nah,
hmm
no, nothing like that. I want to go in towns where it's rare. If it
Yeah,
happens, it's rare. It's not a, that shit happens every Tuesday, man. We're used
yeah.
to
No,
it
I'm
out here.
good.
Ah, fuck that.
For all that, if I did live in that part, I wouldn't even stay in my house, like upstairs. I would be like, yo, fuck that. Bring the bed down into the cellar, carry all that shit down here.
Build the house just like that.
We
Be
will
like, yo,
build
can
the
y'all build
house
the house
down here.
underground?
Like, I wouldn't even go upstairs. I would just stay in the cellar. Fuck that. I'd be like,
I
that's our
want
new
the whole
home.
house underground. You
I'm
come
just
to the
saying,
mailman,
that would be the
mailman
best.
fucked up. It's an
That would
empty
be the
property
best.
and a mailbox. So he be like, yo, where the property at? It's underground, man. That nigga crazy, man. He told him to put it upside down, man.
But when you think about it, that's the smartest thing considering they ain't got no earthquakes. You might as well go and build down under because if you know you have Tornadoes, why even take the risk? No matter what, if they're unpredictable, I'd be like, we're building a bunker under the
They
ground, and
facts.
that's
It'd be
it.
like go baby teke or whatever that shit is. That whole city be underground. Fuck all that. Let the tornado
I'd be
come as much
doing,
as they want.
I would get like 6 or 7 shipping containers, like I see on TikTok. Be cutting them all up, putting them
I've
in the
seen
ground.
that a few times too. You think
Tell me
that
you
shit
would
is
not
that's
do that shit.
workable?
Yeah, I know people that have done it.
One dude had it official. This man had the way he had it set up. One of the sections of the containers when he looked up, he had the like a little pond he built over it, so you saw the fish and shit swimming. I was like, yo,
Hmm.
this dude went crazy with it.
It was beautiful. I absolutely would absolutely do that. I know people have done it. It's all about it. The people that do the school buses, I don't know if you've seen people who've even done school buses because
I
they're mad
seen one of
cheap.
those too.
Yeah.
I seen the dude. He dug like a big ass hole. He
Hmm.
drove about four of them in, buried them, and then he started getting crazy with it. I'm like, look at this shit.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Neil and I look at each other. We're like
Another
goals.
shit I've been seeing. You seen the barnuminiums?
No, maybe I have, and
These
I don't know what you're talking
motherfuckers
about.
is they taking like old barns and shit like that
Uh huh.
and basically making them into mansions for half the price because they're using the frame is already set.
Right. I can
So
see
the shit
that.
is crazy.
The barn
That's
mania,
the
that
new
makes
thing.
sense. I have seen them.
Barnuminiums.
I did not even realize that that's what it was called, but I have seen them scrolling through.
Yeah, those shits is
That shit's
crazy.
amazing. The way they're able to, oh, I can't. I can't. I live, like, I went to Pine Bush way back in the day in Orange County. So, like, that's all mad farmhouses. So I'm curious. I haven't been through there in a minute, like 10, 15
Yeah, that
years.
shit is probably
I think I
all
should drive
barnuminium.
through because I can see that happening here. I gotta go drive through.
Yeah, that's what they do. You lock it in.
Yeah,
Real quick.
that's
Listen, we
smart.
got the property. Look, it's right here. You see this? Oh, it's a fucking barn. Give us
Right.
6 months. You know what I'm saying? Give us 6 months, homie, and see what it'll be.
And
You
not for
come back
nothing.
and it's a mansion.
And just speaking of like from a homeowner's perspective, like when you come to like doing taxes and property and how you can do it like anything onto your land, considering that it's already a structure, all you're really doing is an addition. That's a really
Exactly.
easy, cheap
Small
way to
little,
get through from the
yeah.
permits and the taxes and like the square footage is already there. So you already
Little
have already
tips and
paid for
tricks.
that
Yeah,
dwelling. They're
exactly.
just changing it around completely. And that is such a smart way because it's not like it's increasing the value of the home and the property, but it's not increasing their taxes really.
Exactly, because you're really not changing the footprint. That
Right.
footprint is locked in. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? So they
Exactly.
really can't say nothing. They just sit there mad. Like, look at that shit. That shit used to have
Exactly.
cows in it. That shit used to have cows in it. Now I got a pool and 8 bedrooms. Look at that bullshit.
That's exactly. I think that's smart as hell. I'm just saying that's the best
Yeah,
investment
no,
you can
that's a
do.
fact. That's a
Yeah.
fact. All right, so let's get into the book though. We
All
we
right.
strayed enough. Let's get into
Yes.
the book. So
Sorry,
first off,
guys.
what was your thinking going into this book? Because at the end of the last book, we seen what happened. Ness' grandmother got murked off.
Right.
Ness was left with Grandpa Dukes. As we learned in the beginning of this, that didn't last too long neither. Grandpa Dukes, even though let's be honest, they made it very clear he had no belief in none of this shit. So
Right.
that must have been a real awkward time frame with just her and him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and considering her age, she was only what, 14 then?
At
So
the
you're talking
time,
about,
yes.
yeah, you're talking about someone that's going into high school and going through high school with just her grandfather doesn't believe in any of this anymore. And, Ness is a female. That just
That's a
all of
fact.
that is just building up. It's like she just keeps getting things stacked and stacked against her that she has to go through. So, and there's a 5 year jump when this book starts. So I just when I thought about it, because I knew we were going into a time jump, right? So when
Facts.
I thought about it, I was like, damn. Like I got through the first couple pages and I had to stop and pause to just reflect on what she had to go through up until this point, and it's exactly what you started off mentioning, and that's exactly what I had to like reflect on, like think about my students, like and how they, because they're all high school students, like all the stuff that they go through in those 4 years. For us, like 4 years as an adult goes by so quick, but
And
at
she's
that
awkward
age,
too. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So that
yeah,
don't make it any better. She's
no,
actually awkward. Minus the
she
magic, she's
is.
just an awkward chick regardless.
Right,
So
and
because
not a
of
lot
that,
of people liked her like that, you know what I mean? So on top
she
of
didn't
all
have too
that,
many friends. She was the runner, but that's all she was known for. So
that's
she had
all.
friends as far as that, but she wasn't, friendly as far as she had a handful of friends, it seemed like, as we learned, but it was a real awkward setup. A boy
Yeah.
liked her, that was awkward. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah,
real
it was
awkward.
very much like the Losers Club. It reminded me of them. Like now,
Big
like when you think
facts.
about it, it kind of really reminded me of the Losers Club from Welcome to Derry or It, Stephen King. I felt like it definitely had that connection, and they were awkward, and there was that awkward. What's the guy that likes her? Robert.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. And even how he plays in this book, and you kind of see all of these feelings and how she handles it. She is awkward as fuck. Like
That's
she's
what I'm
just,
saying. So
she is
she's
awkward.
growing
Her
up
mentality
awkward.
is different. Yeah, she is awkward and different. And it makes her unique for what she has to deal with. But considering the rest of the world doesn't know any of that, she just looks like that weirdo kid. I hate to say it, but she
Exactly.
does, and she carries that. So it's one thing to be that weirdo kid and still have like a complete family, whether they are there for you or not. Like at least she has that, knowing what she's now gone through. Like not even does she not have a female, but she lost her grandmother, and she now knows why she lost her mom and how everything ties out. And now she finally figured out who her father was, and she's still figuring out who she is on top of already being awkward and now entering high school. So like all of those, like she is just hit from every angle. I can only imagine the only thing to do is just to go more and more inside yourself and try to be as and try to exclude the world as much as possible and just kind
Well,
of go through the motions and kind of just be like I did not think she would have used her magic again
well,
up
clearly
until this book,
once
but I'm like that's I highly doubt she went around like playing with magic still after all of this in the jump that we get. It's a 5-year jump.
once Gramps died, it was kind of like it was her and Pick at that point. She didn't do too much outside of that.
Right.
Even in the beginning of this book, if you remember, she mentioned like she
Hmm.
hasn't even seen what was it Wolfie or whatever the fuck the wolf shit name is.
Wraith. She hasn't seen Wraith. Yeah.
But now, okay, first question. Do
Hmm.
you think Grandma Duke should have been honest and told her?
Yes, and I think we mentioned that before. I do think she should have told her more than she could have. And when she finally tried to, it was too late, right? Like
Exactly.
she told her stuff, but it wasn't. It was too late already at that point.
Well, she
I
definitely
do
should have
think she,
told her about Rafe
right.
because
Yes.
clearly you've seen what happened and what she did. She basically gave up her powers to
Right.
change Rafe from bad to good.
Exactly, and to be her protector, and then that was the like the card that she played because the demon had no clue. No
Exactly. But I'm
clue. He
still
thought
going to
Rafe was
tell
on
you
his side.
because
Yeah.
what happened if that spell folds or something like that? You thinking this shit is good. Let me explain to you what this is. Let me explain to you the situation. This is a demon dog. Yeah, I got it locked down. I used all my power to do that, but it's still you know what I'm saying? It's still a
Right.
demon dog. It falls as a demon. She should have kept it funky 100% with everything
I
because
100%
that
agree.
also felt had a lot to do with her awkwardness.
Right. And I mean, I had going into the book, reading that she hadn't seen Wraith in a while, I automatically thought that it went back to where it came from. You know what I mean? Like it fulfilled its purpose. Like grandma's magic got used up to do what it did, and it kind of started to fade. And since it wasn't really used, I figured it went back to where it came from. Like it kind of
Well,
just
you know what I took it as? I
mm,
already, okay, what you did happen, but I took it as if her grandmother, because they emphasized the grandmother mixed her magic. And
right.
then I'm thinking the magic stays with the family line. The grandmother dies. So that means whatever residual magic the grandmother would have, and my
It gets
thinking
passed
would have got
down.
passed to the daughter. But her magic was mixed with race
Right.
magic. So I think, my thinking was like, oh, somehow this shit's a part of her. You know what I'm saying? That's how I took it from like the beginning of this book. But I was always one of those kids when I was reading this shit, even though I wasn't really a kid, I was in my 20s. But I was reading this shit like, yeah, like trying to analyze, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
said, I was Googling shit, like, let me see what that really means, if that's accurate. So I
Yeah.
already was like, yeah, that shit ain't gone. That was too big of a character in that last book for it to just not appear. You know what I'm saying? For that
Right.
shit to
Right.
just be gone.
Right.
So
And
that
you are
twist
right. I
was
probably should have
interesting.
thought like reading more into it as I continued and thinking about it. You're right. I should have probably thought in a different way and I kind of started to figure it out on where it came to. And you're right because if it is passed down through lineage, the last one left that it came from, whether it was the grandmother or the demon, would still be her. No matter what, she carries both of those lineages.
Correct.
So she'd be able to probably wield it better than both of them individually because she's able
Exactly.
to. So it made sense in the book. I don't know. Can we talk about that part real quick?
Yeah, go for it. But you
Right.
know what? Also, it's the fear, I think, that had her
That
control it properly. She was
okay.
scared of her magic.
Yes, and I was going to say that it wasn't until she figured out and kind of gained that confidence at the end, just like John Ross had to gain certain confidence and ability. She also had to gain that confidence and ability. And last book, it was really like John Ross was a mentor and she knew nothing. This book, I really saw more of a parallel between them, if not more Ness being the mentor and John Ross being like a mentee again. But I
Yeah.
did like that parallel so much that they both had to gain confidence and overcome something that they feared or something that they had failed.
Well, I agree with you in the fact that I took it as, oh, wow, their roles 100%. He was trying to calm her down and explain this new world to him, to her, excuse me. And now it's a full 180. She's not explaining the world because clearly he knows the world, but she's explaining dogs. What you think is not actually, you're thinking that you're done with it and that's it. Nah, dude, this shit is for life. You know what I'm saying? This shit
Right.
is for life, homie. You never done with this,
Yeah.
whether you think it or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether you think it or not.
And so I also thought that was interesting. So the way the book kind of opens up describing where John Ross actually is at this point, he is done with everything. He hasn't gotten any visions. He wants to resign. He wants to give everything up completely. He wants nothing to be a knight anymore. He doesn't even think that he's worthy of being the word. And it's all because he feels he failed a mission. And it's crazy because the way he sees it, like those kids that died that he wasn't able to save, right? I think it was like 16 or it was a handful of kids, like quite a bit of kids that he wasn't able to save, and it weighs on him, and he feels like because he failed, he is not worthy of being a knight anymore. And I'm like, and a lot of people try to say things to him, especially like Olelish Amamen or whatever, the two bears,
Two
right? And
Bears.
a lot
Yeah,
of
I ain't
people
gonna
try to get
pronounce
to
his
him.
real name.
Yeah, it's Olish Amena. Wait, hold on. Olish Amenana. I've been practicing it.
I hope you got an Indian kid in your class because that shit could be wrong as fuck. We all know.
I played it so that I could hear it. Like I had to go, and so
Ah,
I found a clip of it, and I had to hear it. I don't know if the clip's right, but and then I also typed it in and to Google to have it say it to me. That wasn't the best, but it's Olish Amehamen, Amehaman. That's Olish Amehamen.
and we will call him Two Bears to keep
And
it
Two
easy.
Bears it is.
Word up,
But
my boy,
still,
Two Bears.
yeah, everybody kept trying to tell John Ross, like, look at all the good you've done. This is the one failure you had. And even though it might be the biggest loss for you, like, you still have done so much good. And your mission isn't to win every time or your mission is to stay faithful to the word. And I thought it was crazy that he kind of lost what the meaning of being a knight was over this failure. And then he completely lost his faith.
I think it was a little bit. Well, yes, he did lose his faith 100%, but I think it was more because he just stopped believing. He's like, this said, when was the last time I spoke to the lady, man? This ain't. Maybe I
Okay.
dreamed this whole shit. This. I'm
So,
I'm doing shit based off of dreams of the future. And I don't know if this is going to be real. You know what I'm saying? I think he
right.
just stopped believing. He was just like, fuck it. That yes, the kids getting killed or whatever the case might have been led to that belief because I guess that might have made it easier for him. Like, you know what? This can't be
Right.
real. Them kids
Right.
would have kids. The lady wouldn't have let kids die. You know what I'm saying? This ain't real.
Right.
If that's not real, nothing's real. So why am I even wasting my time?
But think about it. How many times have we had, like, we've seen these mass shootings or we've seen these crazy tragedies that happen, right? Where kids are killed or a loved one of yours is killed and you're a faithful person and you question God. And you're like, why, God? Why would you take them? Why would you take them? Right? And that's kind of the same. And then you kind of lose your faith and you have to really kind of hold it together or you have to really be strong in your faith not to question God. But if you're right, if you're already doubting things and you're not 100% sure of your purpose, then when you have that kind of a loss, your first reaction is, why, God? I'm doing everything you told me. Why would you let this happen? So
Exactly.
like, yeah, I 100% understood. Like, I was not shocked when I realized why and how everything kind of went down. And then at that point, you're like, all right, I just want to live a simple, good life and not mess with, I won't mess with you. You don't mess with me. I've already lost too much. Like, just let me be. Right? Just let me be
Exactly.
is pretty much his motto at this point, and he kind of wants to just be done with everything. And usually when you kind of try to cut everything off, that's usually when like something good usually will come into your life, or you'll think something good comes into your life unexpectedly. And that's also what happens to John Ross. And that is also, when you think about it, the best time when you're thinking that you're all confident because you're over and done with certain things and you're feeling good because you've left everything alone. That confidence is usually when the devil or demons or something tries to swoop in, tempt you, fuck with you because you think you're riding high because you're finally getting over certain things and happy with the life you've chosen. That justifies why, you've left what you did.
And all they gotta do is push now. And remember, we've been shown that demons don't work aggressively.
Mm-mm,
You would think a demon attacking and ripping and shit. Nah, that's
mm-mm.
not the game. That's not
Nah.
the game. Their MO is totally opposite. Their MO is subtle,
Mm-hmm.
quiet, giving you that little shove to let you do the rest, basically. And
Yeah.
the setup they did with him is crazy.
It's
But what I
crazy.
will say, the lady, one, I think is a little shady. And
Okay.
yes, I'm gonna say I feel that way, but you just made a good analogy with God itself. But reading these books, I was like, why this bitch can't come talk to him?
So
That
I agree. I agreed. Why? But when you relate it to God, it's because you need to have that faith. He still came because he wanted to question her and kind of, he wanted to resign. He was going to question her authority, her judgment. And if she is supposed to resemble God, you don't question God. God knows all, God knows what he's doing. You're supposed to have trust and faith in God, regardless, whatever decision you make. You're supposed to feel like you have trust and faith in God and what you choose because God's laid that out for you. So the rejection, the wanting to resign, I understood. Seeing it that way makes me understand why she didn't come out. But because God loves you or the lady loves him and still wants to keep him, right? She still sent an angel or
well, no,
Wayne
she said,
Gill
if
something.
you remember what the Tandemillian said, the Tandemillian told Ness, he sent numerous messages. The lady reached out more than once, even ignoring them.
Wait, say that again. Come closer to the mic because you broke up for a second. Say it again.
Yeah, I said the Tandemillian or whatever the Ariel said to Ness, if you
Uh,
remember. She said, we've sent them numerous messages.
yes.
She said we gave them numerous messages.
Right.
Numerous, you know what I'm saying? We reached out more than once.
Right. And that's what I mean. Like when we think that God has left us or when we think that we've been left alone and we've been left unanswered, it's only because we don't hear the voice we want to hear. Because clearly he's gotten
Exactly.
numerous messages sent, but because it wasn't directly from her, the lady, he wouldn't listen.
Exactly. It didn't make sense because he had questions and he wanted answers.
Right. And
Until he got
sometimes,
answers, he figured he quit, but that wasn't how the game goes.
right. When you're dealing with a higher authority and a power that wants you to be their knight of the word, then you need to be faithful and not question things. And despite how things go, you still move forward because you know you're doing the word's work. you're
I
you're
felt
being a knight, you're serving. That's your
no facts,
duty.
or like a soldier, facts.
Exactly.
I also felt when Ariel came to me and was like, "You have to go speak to him." That's like me. What are you talking about? I haven't spoken to this man in years. I don't, what are you talking about? He was like, nah, something different. You know what I'm saying? Something different. The lady
Mm,
thinks that you will change it. So Nash was like, I don't know, maybe. Da, 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 da. But how much time does he got? because the Ariel made it clear that he's gonna die. That
Yeah,
she, you know what I'm saying? And I took it. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know how you took it. I took it as either from the demons or from the lady because he can't. She can't let him get taken.
exactly. That's exactly how I took it. I
You
took
know
it
what I'm
exactly
saying?
like you
So
did. I was
one
like,
way or
he's
another, he was gone. He was going
yeah.
to
I
get
was like,
taken.
if he stays on this path, he's gonna get got by one of the two. 100%. You are 100% dead on. That's exactly what I thought because she can't. He knows too much. He has too much. Not even just he knows too much. Like his faith in whatever he puts into is too strong that he would become a huge weapon for the demons. He would become a crazy demon. Like the demon Ness's
Remember,
father,
these are
remember
humans.
he started
He
off
just used to
human,
be
right?
human.
Right. And he kind of explained that and how that kind of progressed. And I think for John Ross, it would progress like this because I think the way he has faith in something when he believes, the kind of man that he is, that's why he was chosen. He would be a powerful weapon for either side. And now that he's already been on the lady on for the lady and on the word side, you can't let him cross over because you already know his strength and that would harm your side. She knows that she's already losing out in numbers. So you can't lose one of your most powerful soldiers on top of
The
that.
way the way Ariel said it with like no hesitation. How long did he got? 3 days. Wait, what?
Yep. And even
That I knew the lady was gonna. The lady herself, maybe not herself,
she
but the
sent
lady
two
was gonna take
bears.
him out.
She sent two
Exactly,
bears. Two bears
exactly.
told Ness, she was like, yo, he don't stop and change, I'ma handle it. Remember how John Ross was supposed to handle you had you not done what you did? I'ma handle John Ross that way, but I will follow through. There will be nothing that John Ross can say to me for me not to follow through. To me, I was like, confirmation. The lady gonna take him out. It's either
And
the
that's when I
demons
knew I was
or the
right.
lady. Facts.
And I didn't even think the demons. Because remember, the demons are subtle. The
Right.
demons was gonna turn him.
I think
They
that's
were gonna
exactly what
do
they
it
were gonna do.
slow and steady. The lady
Yep.
wasn't gonna give him that chance. The lady was gonna take his ass out quick.
And
So
what
he had options,
and
but
there
she
was
didn't
two
want to do that.
demons. And there were two demons after his ass in this book, which I thought was really interesting.
Well, like I said, is going to progress as
Right?
we start to find out. There's a lot more demons in the world. The world is fucked up, and it's
Yeah.
progressively getting worse. And I
Uh-huh.
think that also was what was turning them off. It was kind
Yes.
of like homie in the Matrix. You know
Yes.
what, man? I want y'all to put me back in. I
Yes.
want to just forget about this shit. I want to have a stake. You know what I'm saying? I think it
Mm-hmm.
was on that level. I just want to forget about all these shit. This dreams is showing me shit that I don't want to think about. You know what I'm saying? I
Hell
fucked up
yeah.
once. I know what happens now in the future in that section because I don't want to think about this no more. I just
And
want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to go back to regular shit. I want to go back to work and that's it.
yeah. And I kind of understood that. Like he just wanted a simple life. I mean, he was working in a homeless shelter, so he still wanted to do good because he knew that's the type of man that he is. He just didn't. He wanted to kind of be ignorantly blissful to everything and live that simple life. And once you know
Exactly.
certain things, you can't claim ignorance. You can't walk away. You can't just
And that
unknow
was the
something
problem.
that you already know. You can't unsee something that you've seen.
But I understood it though because he's seeing everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, none of these fucking niggas know what's going on. None of these motherfuckers know what's coming. And look at that smiles, ha ha, he's going to the movies, bowling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, and that's what I want. That's what he
even
wants.
like even the friends that he started to like have at the tavern or whatever where he used to meet like his like the three or four friends and then the one guy that got like even like they were noticing and saying something and John was like yeah no yeah whatever like even his like nonchalance and kind of wanting to not even hear his friends out because then that would mean that he really needs to like I don't know, have an opinion and engage on it. He was very matter of fact with them on some heavy issues that was like, the things that were happening in town as the demons were wreaking havoc, right? And no matter what, John was kind of not, at one point, he was even getting kind of frustrating on it. You know what I mean? Like he was like, maybe it's, it is what it is because that's what would happen. Like he was just, you can just
He's
see he
trying
was
to
like trying to check out as much as he could.
answer it as something else, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. That's what it happened.
Yeah, that's exactly
Normally,
like
that's not the
shit
case.
happens. And the crazy part is, right? He knew. Like he could have answered them. They might not have believed him, but he knew. And again, just being ignorantly blissful, like trying to act like he knew nothing, pulling it off well to them who, wouldn't know. But even when common folk, people that the word is supposed to protect and, covet, there, like he wasn't even wanting to engage with them and changing the subject on those matters, or not wanting to sit with them because he knew they were talking about stuff that he didn't want to be bothered with. And it wasn't until somebody that he really cared about that things started going down and happening, and then the fire, and just, and also the investigator that came through, Ren, right? It
Yes,
took a
yes,
lot. It
yes.
took that, like, all right, fine, you don't want to list your boys. Well, now there's an investigator and he's asking questions. You know what I mean? And you can just see, and you're right, like all these demons, they play the long game. They set a little
Facts.
something up, the forgery, just, misdirecting, trying to, get somebody, kind of make it look like somebody's doing something wrong. And then you think about how many times that played out, like in politics, in businesses, with influential people taking them down or taking them out.
Well, okay, let me ask you this first. If you was the knight, if you was because there comes to a point that we see female knights. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? We know that they exist. So you're the knight. What would it take? Would something like what happened to him break you? Would that make you be like, fuck this, I'm done with this shit? Because you a teacher at the same time. So the loss of all them kids, not necessarily due to him, well, I guess kind of, not necessarily for me, but he made the
Um,
effort. It just didn't work out. They shut his ass up.
if you realize that faith means that you don't know all the answers, and that's the point, is to have faith and believe in something that you don't know everything about, you need to take that not only with the good but with the bad. And a
I
lot of
probably
people
you did.
take it with the good and they forget to take it with the bad.
I probably would have went right back to the jump off.
Yeah,
I would
that's
have
what I'm
stood
saying.
there. I would have
I would
stood
have
there.
kept it move. I would have kept it moving. Like this, I still have a duty. Like
No, no,
why
no,
they
not even. I would have went
what?
back to the city. I would have went back to where I met her ass, and I would have stood there for as long as it took. Like, yo, I'm broken. This shit breaks me. This shit broke me. I need, you know what I'm saying? I need
Right.
you. I need the fisherman dude. I need something.
But to see, then that's another difference. If that in that way, I would have at least been willing to take a message, if it, even if it
Yeah,
wasn't from the lady directly, that's fine. Because if I really want answers, then that's what I would take. If you want a confrontation, then you will not accept that.
no, no. I would have put that, but it would have had to been at that time. That's why I would have went to,
Mm.
you know, what I'm saying the lake or wherever the fuck it was that he originally met her, and
Which is where he
I would
went, to
have,
that place in Wales, that Springs place, right? It's like
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
spring. It's in Wales. I remember it being in Wales. I forget what it's
Well,
called.
it's funny because that's literally from like the King Arthur story, the lady in
Right,
the lake.
right. The
I'm
late
still a
and
little odd on if they're trying to say the lady is God, if she works with God, if she's another God, if she's something different. Because
right.
when he mentioned that in the first book, she kind of laughed it off, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, you're
all
right.
right. So to today, I still don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? I know she's like the focal point of good,
Hmm.
but does she work with, would it be considered working for God? Is she something older than what we would consider God? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And they don't define it at all. And I do think about that. I'm like, what is the symbolism of the comparison? Exactly. So I feel you on that very much so.
And the fact that
And
he mentioned it, he knew who God was. He knew God. He knew, you know what I'm saying? Not saying
right.
that he was a godly person, but he mentioned it. Yet he
Hmm.
still was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all
Hmm.
right.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what it which way to answer it, because you can look at it from so many different ways, and I really love that Terry Brooks makes it that way, because when you remember this is written in the 90s, like I think about like I'm a bitch, like you think about all those like songs that were coming out with like all these like female artists that were talking about things, and I think a couple of them were like, God is a woman, and those songs started coming out and becoming more and more known. So it really kind of tied into whatever your belief is. It could be a man, it could be a woman. And I kind of like in this book that I know they make it a lady, but whether it's a messenger, a symbolism, God forms himself in that way. I like that it can mean any one of those and still fit. and it could be the Lady of the Lake, which is
And
again another another tie
plus,
into.
they did tell him that she's had numerous champions.
Hmm.
So who's to say that King Arthur wasn't a champion? Who's to say that what I'm saying through the years she hasn't? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is she God? Is she the one that anointed Jesus, so to speak? You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like
No, no, you're right. It could be any one of them, and I don't have an answer because I think all the time it could be any one of them. Even like, yeah, I can't even, whether it's a saint like Mary Magdalene appearing. You know what I mean? Like I've thought about it could be any one of those. And I do like
you
that the
know what
book
I
kind
think
of
it
leaves
is?
it ambiguous because so many different readers have
100%,
so much culture that they can
hundred
tie
percent.
into their belief for what it could be.
If you go to Reddit, there's thousands of different thought processes what she could be or what I would like to think that okay, so if you're going to be God and believe in that there is a God,
Hmm.
and since God himself, so to speak, or him herself, or whatever the case might be, doesn't get involved, he still has things in place that does get involved.
Exactly. 100%. And that's what I mean. I love that this could be all of those. Who know, like it could be any one of them is my point. And it leaves it up to reach out to the masses. And I love that Terry Brooks makes it that way. And like you said, it could
No,
be the same Lady of the Lake from, in the Many Nights could be King Arthur. And that would be an incredible tie-in. Like if they ever did make that reference that it could be, maybe they can't, but it leaves it open to the minds and to the readers that it very well could be. And
that's
that's
exactly what they
intriguing,
do.
right?
That's
I
exactly
think
what
it's
they do.
amazing. I am so far blown away by this author, and I know it's like 40
It gets
years, 30
better.
years
It gets
old, but
better, yo. That's what's
I'm
crazy.
so
That's what
excited.
got me hooked. I picked up the first book. And the first book is way ahead of where we at now. Like this, what we're reading now, he went back because he was like, wait a second. He was like, this gonna make a whole lot of sense. And the way he did it when they all originally came out, he had these series running at the same time. So I picked up the first book from the a series that's 6 books in front of where we at. And then I
Okay.
started reading where we're reading, and
Kind of caught
I
up
had
to where
no
you were at.
clue. No, but I had no clue there was any connection until
Oh,
he dropped this series in the middle. Boom, here you go. And
got
the
you, got
series
you.
in the middle connected everything. I was like, this motherfucker's the man.
It is. It kind of
Truly
reminds
the
me of
man.
like the way the Star Wars were, right? Because all the ones that came out in the 70s were really what like supposed to be like 4, 5, and 6 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, and then we got the ones that are really supposed to be like 1, 2, and 3 or something of that nature. So I kind of really like that for your experience, I'm not getting that experience. I'm getting it straight from start, chronologically through
But it's
the
still gonna
way.
hit the same though, because literally we're gonna see this jump. We're gonna see our world, what we know today, turn into these a world that's straight from books. And it's crazy to think the possibilities that actually could happen.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You don't know. We don't know what the fuck gonna happen. I don't want to get too far ahead and blow up how it happens, but it's all very possible. You know what I'm saying? It's all very fucking possible, and that's the scary part of the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. Because you can also tie this into the Bible and see this as like going into Revelations. So yeah, a lot. I can't wait to read what the rest of the books have, and I'm so glad that you got to experience it different than me, so that we can talk about it. But I'm really excited to see where this takes us. And I do know that you already told me that when we get into the Shannara Chronicles, that they're gonna fail by the end of this series, and I kind of know that now, thanks to you, and I'm good knowing that because that's kind of part of your experience, but it makes me have faith, like the faith that John Ross kind of lost here. And I really love that because the author kind of makes you experience what his characters did without you realizing it.
Let's break down the elusiveness of these things. So this man was engaged, and she was a demon. What was your thoughts on that?
So I already kind of figured it out, and then Ness kind of asked him and started putting like the bug in his ear. And I'll be
When did you
honest,
figure it out? What
I
part of the book you was like, you know what, this bitch is a little off?
The
And I
part
can tell you
where,
exactly.
so it was the, I can't remember what came first. I don't remember if the checks gave me the confirmation. No, yeah, the checks gave me the confirmation, or if it was the fire. I can't remember
Okay.
when
You
I
know
found
what
out
gave
that
it
the
away to me?
checks were forged, because I was like, she asked him to sign checks earlier on in the book in front of John. I was like, it's her. That's kind of where I started thinking it, and then I think it was the fire and like the way that she had come out, and I was like, no fucking way. I'm like, that bitch is a demon. It's her. I'm like, it's her. She started that shit. That's why she's
You
like, it's
know
her.
how I realized he was off? When
When?
Matt first showed up to his office.
Oh yeah. And there was nothing but the what are they called? Demons, right? There were all the demons around, right? No, not the demons.
I
What the heck are
feel it.
the
He knew.
feelers? Thank you. Yeah, they were all around, and she saw that, and I was like, it's
Well,
definitely her.
not just that. Remember when she went in and the other one lady was mad nice, and then
And
when
she
she
was
read,
not.
oh, she wasn't that she was not nice, but she was a little off.
She was abrupt. Yeah.
But if you took, remember, this is what's the hard part for these people to adapt this to TV show. We're getting what Ness is thinking and feeling
Right.
while she's in that office, and everybody is being appropriate. Nobody's being like ha 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 ha, and you know what I'm saying.
Right. Right.
She felt mad uncomfortable.
Yep.
She felt like, you know what? I'll wait outside. And it was freezing outside. She made it, very clear. It's brick outside, but nah, I'll wait outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll wait outside.
Yeah.
And
It's kind
she
of like
like
when you get that bad feeling in a place, and you're like, I'm not going in that shit. Fuck that.
took it as it was her magic.
What'd
So
you say?
now I took it as it was her magic. So now at that point, I didn't know who was the demon, but I knew one of them ladies was a demon. And then I started leaning towards the wife because I'm like, that's how demons work.
Yeah, it would be her.
You know what
When
I'm
I,
saying? Yeah, it could
wh-
be the boss lady or whatever. But
mm-mm.
I was like, the wife makes more sense because she has time to chip at him. You know
Even
what I'm
when,
saying? Little by little.
even when the two demons were fighting in the woods, when the two demons were fighting in the woods, I knew that was her, the bigger one that won. I knew it was her at that point too. I was like, yep, nope, she
What's
fighting
your
for her
thought
man.
on the changing process typically on the
So
women?
I like that that was different. That it was a different type of demon, and that they kind of made it a changeling, and it could change into any type of person. It kind of then fit. It made sense why she could move the way she did through the town, right? And I like that we have a different type of demon that we're seeing, and it makes sense
Person.
to why shit kind of, I don't know. We hear and see so much shit in our world, and I'm like, it kind of makes sense why like people seem off sometimes, and then they're not, and then they're back to like normal. And made me think of like some of the stories that you hear, and I'm like, see, too many cultures know about changelings. Them shits exist, and for them, and they're always usually bad or evil. So for the author to kind of make it a demon, I thought it fit perfectly as well.
If you think about it, that power in general, it's almost automatically you're gonna be doing dumb shit with it. So you're probably gonna be evil. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be doing weird shit with that. What you gonna do with that ability? You're gonna change
Right.
into somebody and do something you're not supposed to, most likely. You know what I'm saying? So you're probably gonna be
Exactly.
evil.
I, like, wouldn't you like if you needed money? Wouldn't you just go rob a bank looking like somebody else and you not get caught so you can
Why
spend
rob
away
it?
from?
I'm gonna walk in looking like motherfucking the richest man in the world. I'm gonna walk in looking like Bill Gates. Hey, buddy, I left my bank card. Can you listen? Come on,
That's what
take
I'm
out a
saying. Like, so when you think about it, if you had that ability, I'm not saying that you should always choose evil, but it's the easiest thing to choose when you have desires, wants, and needs.
well, not just that, it's kind of hard to, do cool, good shit for doing the change. And you ain't got no super strength or nothing like that. Your whole shit is conniving
Right.
and basically eluding people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's, I do find it interesting that, of course, it's a female. That's the conniving, manipulating one. The one that seems worse than the like Nessa's father was the first demon that we kind of really were introduced to, and we saw him play the long game between the grandmother, the mother, and like you know what I mean. Like he was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep coming back, try to get through that bloodline, and it was just you see that there and you think about how awful you thought of the demon was, and then to get this demon right and see how conniving and manipulative and how it works. Obviously there's parallels there, but I found it interesting that they made it a female, and I
Do you
kind of,
think?
and I like that it was the second demon that we saw, and it seems like she might even be a little bit more powerful than last. But I do like that they did, or that the author kind of shared that responsibility is not always going to be some guy. It's, you know what I mean? There are multiple demons. They can take any form, any shape. It could be a man, it could be a female, it could be a kid,
Which
it
is
could
the
be anything.
Well, remember they used to be human. Humans and
Right.
men and female. So you just got to do the fucked up shit to get into the side over, basically. If they never even really seem like a felony of soul. It's almost like
Wait, I can't hear you. Say that again.
I said, it's almost like you became something else. Like you
Yes.
didn't. It's not even like a selling your soul thing. It's almost like giving yourself to evil, basically.
Yeah, and now that you say that again, I still think if they would have gotten John Ross, he would have been a crazy ass demon. Like with all the way he is, I think he would have had like some type of powers. You know what I mean? Maybe changeling powers, something. I think he would have been a crazy ass demon force. Ooh, you there? So, Miguel, you there? Uh-oh, technical difficulties, I think, with Miguel, with Dark Elf. Senor Dark Elf. All right. So, again, there's a lot of parallels between Dark Elf. Where are you? There are a lot of parallels that we see. I'm going to keep it going for the YouTube for the watchers. Between the demon that we see in this book, which is, Stephanie, and that's obviously John Ross's love interest here. And then we kind of see exactly the way in the first book in Running with the Demons, the way Nessa's father, the demon, kind of played the grandmother and the daughter, or her, Nessa's mom. So I kind of liked that because you see that they're setting up for the long game. You see that even though they're demons, that they fall in love. And I thought that was an interesting twist. That they actually show that a demon could say "I love you" to somebody, and the demon, even though they're freaking lying, they just make it so believable and make that person feel that way. And I do think that that's interesting considering the way the lady treats John, right? She's got love for John. She's one of his greatest champions, but it's not like, she's showing up, she's showing him love like that. She gave him powers and a sword, and she's like, that's my love for you. Every time you do something, I'm not going to show up and be like, that's right, I love you. So you see that difference, and the way the demon kind of tries to appeal to John Ross as opposed to the way the lady appealed to John Ross. You see one that's very much truth and fact and black and white. And you see all this kind of feelings and chaos and all this stuff wrapped up with the demon. And it kind of makes you think and reflect in real life. Like all this chaotic emotion and energy that we have, people that are very much more black and white and see things and kind of how they deal with different things. And it kind of almost speaks to different personalities. So I kind of liked looking through and looking at all that. Dark Elf, you back? Miguel? I can't hear you.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Okay, yeah, that's why I was talking so long because I could not hear you. I'm so sorry.
I'm sitting here responding. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I didn't even realize I was muted. But yes,
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm gonna keep talking because I don't hear him.
nah, that's fair. But my okay. So why did you probably didn't hear my original question though?
Oh
So what
no.
I was asking is, so do you think the demons are in accord, or you think they're just wildly out there rampaging and doing demon shit? Like,
When you
is
say
the
in
Stephanie
accord, like,
thing?
do you mean like they're working together, or do you think they answer to the same person?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And
Okay.
maybe even the working together, but yes, basically answering to
Okay.
the same. And yes, there's a void, but
Yes,
okay, so
I
we
do
had
think
the
that they're
first demon.
answering. Hmm.
like we had the first demon, and then John came into that situation.
Right.
We've had who knows how many other demons from that point to him losing faith. So now the void or the evil in general knows that would, even if they can't turn him, to capture him, to torture him, to get information, that's a prize in itself. Turning him would be even better, don't get me wrong. But
Right.
just the prize of, yeah, we stuck it to them. Look, we got a knight. Look, we kick, smack him in the face. Look, we beat him up every day at one. Yeah, we got this dude. So the fact
Facts.
that now Stephanie's there, now she's, oh, yeah, I love you. Hi, yeah. It's like okay, so like they haven't gave the void entity, so to speak, like they did with the word. The word they
Hmm.
gave us the lady, and even at that point, it's like they gave us the lady once, and that's it. So everything else that happens is through visions or through messages. But the messenger didn't even get it directly from the lady. Two
So,
Bears himself, which was the man, didn't get it directly from the lady
but John did speak to the lady, right? He physically saw,
originally.
originally he saw the lady, and I think that they mentioned that everybody sees the lady once at least,
Hmm.
kind of a
Hmm.
thing. So so
Well, that's
far
to
we
make it real, I guess.
right.
That got to make it real.
Right, 100%. And kind of the void doesn't do that, right? The void to me at this point, because we know nothing about it, reminds me of the nothing from the never ending story. Like you kind of don't,
Yes.
like you know it's there, but you really don't see it. And you might see some glowing eyes, maybe, but you really don't know that beast yet. You just know it's there. They're all answering to it, and it sent out all of its demons to do its work. It speaks to them, but they don't know what it looks like. They just know it's the void. And it just reminds me of the nothing from the never ending story.
No, that's a perfect way to put it. But now, if that's the case, what's controlling them then? Because
I
if it's just the nothingness, there's no entity, so there's not something itself that's like you go here and do this. You know what I'm saying? So if they're being controlled or if they're working in cahoots, who's the cahooter? You know
but
what I'm saying? Who's
do
working
you
with them?
do you really think that the void isn't an entity just because we haven't seen it? Like the nothing was still an entity. When you think about like it, like even though we see it as Pennywise, we really can't fathom, right? Every time somebody sees it, they go into the deadlocks. You can't really understand and fathom it. Like our brain can't comprehend it. That's kind of how I feel about the void. Like I feel like we might not really understand it as an entity or what that entity is, and it's the void. It's like nothingness, so we don't know what it looks like. But I feel it's because we can't comprehend that, right? Because that's the way it's meant to be. But uh, the word at least can give us the truth and show us what it is in some way, shape, or form that our minds will be able to comprehend it, even though that's not its true look or entity, or it sends out people just kind of like the lady if it's that way as well. Because again, we might not be able to comprehend the way that entity truly looks or is.
I can see that, but okay, you got to look at it like this though.
Okay.
At no point in time, we've seen two demons. As we read through this books, I'm telling you now, we're going to see many, many more. So,
Okay.
at no point in time does any of these demons mention the void as far
Really?
as like I went and spoke to the void or the void gave me my powers and no, they all spoke about it, tossing their mortal coils and giving over to the evil and like on that type of level. So, but at no point in time did they make me feel, and like I said, I'm way past where we at now, that there's an actual entity. But
Huh. And because I haven't
they
read,
do seem to work in accord,
okay.
almost
Hmm.
like there's generals and different levels of this, of demons, so to speak.
I
Kind of
wonder.
like, I guess, in the biblical, how there's hierarchy demons. I don't know how they get their hierarchy. Maybe what they're willing to do to get rid of their mortal coil,
I
and other
wonder if
demons
it's.
sense that maybe.
I wonder if the void or the nothing or the void would symbolize a certain choices and a path that they choose that leads them to the void. So when they work in accord, even though they don't talk to a certain entity, it's because it's already in them. So whatever they think and choose is what the void already wants, and it just makes it think it's their free will and choice.
Ah, okay. See, that's a good way to that's very plausible. That's very plausible.
Because the devil's greatest trick is, making, everybody think it doesn't exist. What if it did that by making, just being that voice inside your head?
Well, we will see eventually that there is some type of hierarchy, but
See? And I didn't know that they
but,
didn't mention the void. I thought at some point we would hear some
but think about the
acknowledgement of
two.
it.
Think about the two that we came across yet. Did any
Yes.
of them mention the void?
No, they didn't. But yeah, you're right, they didn't at all. And I was waiting for it, but then I kind of got so caught up in the rest of the story, it kind of didn't matter. But
Yeah,
now that
no,
you're
it don't
bringing it
matter
up,
because
you're
that's
right.
kind of irrelevant. But if you think
Right.
about it, they never mentioned it as a John and two bears, and
Right.
even the fisherman, which I can't remember his name right now, even though John remembered the name real quick. Oh yeah, I know who that is. But even homie, they mentioned the lady. The lady chose me. The lady I'm with the lady 100%, so on and so forth.
Hmm.
Them demons, these two demons made it seem kind of like they were working on their own type of accord. But you got to think about it. Both of them were involved with John. So there's got to be some type of, you know what I'm saying? There's got to
Right.
be like, you know what? We want him. He fucked up our shit one too many times. And like you said earlier, his
I think the void, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I think the void could be, if you think about the wordplay, if you have a void in your life that you're looking to fill and you just fill it with more void, then it would still be the voice in your head. So I'm going to go back to what I had said before, that I think the void just is able to kind of come inside of you and live inside of you and kind of just be like, you don't think it's you're answering to anybody else. You think you're answering to yourself. It makes you feel like you're your own God. And I think that really takes
Ah,
away that immorality. Like, they are very, what's the word? Uh Heathenistic. And like, to be like a heathen and put yourself on the throne and think no one else is on there, not God but you are, I think is what, like, one of the biggest blasphemies that you can do. And that's one way to shed your moral like your mortal coral, whatever. I can't say it right now,
oil.
but yes, moral coral. I can't say it.
Oil.
Coil. Thank you. But when he's shedding that, I think it's because he's putting himself, like, the void that takes over inside of him that fills that void that he has. So when you have a void, or you feel that there's a void inside of you because you don't believe in something else, or you've done stuff, or you slowly were human, and these are the things that you've made decisions to, that now you've given up on certain things or no longer have certain beliefs, and you have that void and you're just still looking to fill it. I think in your mind you start to come out with things, and you're able to find kind of outlets and pleasures, and you don't care really if they're moral or not, if they're good or they're bad. You just want to indulge yourself because you're trying to fill that void, like a serial killer would,
I could
right?
see that, and that actually
Somebody.
sounds pretty accurate too, to be honest with you.
So when you talk about them, they just sit there and they come out with all of these thoughts. They have these thoughts that compel them to do this. They can't figure out what it is. It's something inside of them. Think about Dexter, right?
Mm.
There's that void. He still just has to hunt. There's still something inside of him, right? Maybe Dexter's a whole different character because I love Dexter and he's turned that and flipped that around for the most part. But when somebody feels that inside, that voice that they hear, those thoughts, to me is the void, which has already turned them. And they still feel like they're doing whatever they want, and they are their own God. And I think
Which is
that's,
funny.
yeah,
It's funny because if you think about it, that's exactly how the demons do other people.
right.
So that if that's accurate, that would make a lot of sense. That's what shit where they learn it from. They don't even realize what they doing to other people, and they all entertained by it is actually what got done to their ass.
Exactly. And they don't really realize it because they just keep the cycle going. And that's how they're able to
Because
collect more and more people.
Yeah, well, it's like you said, it's about at that point, it's about their pleasures and it's all
Hmm.
fun and games for them now because
And
why? I'm not human because they all clearly don't feel they're human anymore.
and think about it,
And when
all
they
of those
have to be
things,
human,
yeah, and all of those things are tangible. To have
facts.
faith is intangible. They're trying to fill a void with things that are tangible. So they play out these things in their minds, these fantasies, these plans, and they finally, they're hearing this in their head. And of course, other voices, it'll be their voice, but other things will play in and they'll be able to create things that they think are of them, but they're not. They're things that they've let come in, demons that have, altered or given them ideas that they would have never gotten on their own if they believed in something rather than
100%. But
themselves.
look at the first one. The first one went after Ness
Mm,
because that was his daughter. So he wanted his daughter. He wanted to fuck up the family line of that, you know what I'm saying, of that
yep, the
family. So
magic,
that's
right?
his pleasure. That was his entertainment. But it
Hmm.
fell in line with the overall let's destroy everything shit. You know what I'm saying? Hence
Right,
why the lady jumped on it and sent John, like, chill.
right,
I gotta send my best dude right now. Because
right.
again, we keep seeing John, but there's more than him. Again, Two Bears is almost like a commander knight, I would say. He's not like a regular knight.
No,
So
I
Two
agree.
Bears would have went, it would have been game over for John. I don't think as nice as John is, I don't think he would have been able to handle Two Bear, even
No,
if he went to get his magic.
no, and he was still fucking hurt. His leg, nah, he would have never been able to. Two Bear would have taken him out in
Well,
two
his leg was
seconds.
always fucked up. His leg was fucked up since day one. His leg was only good when that magic was flowing through him.
And that's my
Hence
point.
why
He ain't got no magic right now, and the staff got like all of it. Like he didn't have it. So like I'm like, you fucked up and limping a lot. Like no
even if he
way would he
had
be
the
able to
staff,
handle. No way would he be
even
able
if
to
he
handle Two
had it,
Bear. When Two Bear
even
said
if he
what he
had the
said,
staff,
I was like, oh, it's a wrap for John. 100%. Two Bear would have taken him out.
I think that's when she realized that the lady, yeah, the lady is a force of good, but even see, this is again what makes you wonder. Okay, so she's a force for good, but she's willing to do an evil deed. You
Ah,
get what
some
I'm
might say
saying?
it's for the
So
greater good.
yes, but it's still an evil deed. So she can't be considered pure good.
You're
Something
right. It's
pure
still.
good where no evil would want to kill somebody.
This is true.
And the fact that she sent that message to Two Bears, like, yo, get ready just in case, meaning that this man about to get murked off if he don't listen to Ness.
Facts.
And Ness was funky with it. I don't know how like he really didn't. I felt like he didn't believe it right away. Like, what? Yeah, nah, that's not the case. This is all bullshit. Ness, why you? But
Yeah.
Ness was like, my dude, my dude, you not out. No, I'm out. Nah, you not out. You is not out. You is so in that you about to die.
Yeah.
That's how in you is, dude.
There's no out. It felt very much almost like a gang too.
Like yeah,
Not gonna
like the
lie.
mob.
Like a mob,
And it's
right?
crazy. It's crazy coming from Ness because she's not even part of that shit.
No.
She's
But
like,
she
yeah, they
believed it.
came and got me. Well,
Yeah,
she has to believe it. Her whole lifeline is part of it. Her fucking father's a demon.
exactly.
Her, you know what I'm saying? Her family's been magical. She know Pick. Pick is her homie.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
when they all died in the Seattle far, oh my God, bro, I cried. I'm just gonna say that. I cried. I forgot
Oh,
to, I cried. I had to put the book down. I was not gonna lie. That hit me hard. I was like,
oh,
no. Right? The other people that died, I was fine with it. Magical creatures,
oh.
I bawled.
Listen, they wanted that though. That's what he was trying to get. He was like, you know what? Let me get them feelings out. Hold on. The
Yeah, I
man is a
bawled.
great author, and as it goes through, you see that like you actually see him pulling everything together, and he keeps making sense because he keeps it, like you said, ambiguous. Like so, it can make sense to whoever's the reader. It's like, yeah, that's kind of believable. That
Right.
they could do that. That could happen, or it could be happening now. Because that's how I felt. I'm
Right. A
reading these
hundred
books and
percent.
I'm looking outside like, oh shit, who I spoke to really a demon. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like I felt like that was more believable almost, and God forgive me, but more believable than the Bible. that a person would just be so disgusted with his humanity that he would get rid of his mortal coil, whatever that meant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in these books, as we see in Stephanie's case, she was some type of monster type shit. You
Yeah.
couldn't tell she was a female when she was in that full-fledged demon form.
Nope. It was
And
crazy. The
as
description
we
was
get further
crazy.
along, you see demons doing a lot of that. Actually, I can't wait till we get to the next book because the next book has a demon in it. This man is like G,
Ooh.
like dead ass. This man is G. Like he's the out of all the demons we came across, this man is real. And
Wow, it just
we
keeps
see a
getting
few
better and
demons.
better.
That's a fact. And we see a few demons in the next book, and
Ooh.
they shook of this dude.
Mm.
And that was like deep to me. Like, yo, how they're demons too. You know what I'm saying? Why they scared of them? And then I came from reading the book where Stephanie and the demons fight each other. Demons, demons didn't even want to flex on this dude. Like they were like, okay, what you want me
Damn.
to do? No problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no
Damn.
problem.
I believe
And
that.
that you know what I'm saying? That shit was real to me. I was like, yo, the fact that these motherfuckers is that's why I asked you the question I asked. Do you think like they are being controlled or that because the way when he came in, I would say he would be like a two bears to the demon, like on that level.
Right. So I
You know
can
what I'm
see,
saying?
yeah, I can see them knowing what they are and they have, them having to answer to a hierarchy because the like the voices inside them in their head, they know. That's what I mean.
Well, it's
I
also
think the
like a
void
power
just
thing.
consumes them and it's a power thing and they understand the hierarchy of power just based off of that feeling acknowledged. Like you just know.
Yeah, it's like, listen, this motherfucker was gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not
Hmm.
even a hesitation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could try to fight, but he gonna murder me. There's nothing I'm gonna be able to do to this man that like and the way they described him, like, but anyway, we'll get there when we get there. But just keep in mind, I'm not even gonna say his name. I'll let you because they actually give this man a name, which I also yeah, they gave Stephanie a name, but she had to have a name. She was playing the
Right.
human role.
Right. Right.
We
She
really
had to
didn't
have a
get a
name.
name for the first demon. You know, the first
No.
demon was demon.
Yeah, just
You know
Nessa's
what I'm
dad.
saying?
Yeah, that's what I call him now. Nessa's dad, the demon of the running with the demon, because he was the demon in the
Exactly.
book.
That's it. Just a demon. This dude, they gave a name.
Okay, I can't wait to see that
You know what I'm saying?
because I
And the
definitely
name
noticed that Stephanie got a name.
yes, but again, she got a name because she was a high. She can't go up to homie and be, "What's your name, demon?" That would have gave it away. You know what I'm saying? That would have gave it away.
Facts.
So she had to have a
Facts.
human name, Stephanie Winslow or whatever the fuck her last name was. I can't remember right now. I think it was Winslow though.
Yeah, I
You know what
think
I'm
it was
saying? So
Winslow.
she had to have a name.
Right.
You playing a role.
Right.
The other demon wasn't playing a role. The other demon was on some anywhere I'm at, I'm gonna fuck shit up. So yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
demon. That's it. Fuck humanity. You know what I'm saying?
So I have a
I don't even
question
know if
for
that was
you.
her real name.
I have a question for you. The fact that her long game was John, but she had this other side thing with the trying to destroy what was his name? Simon Lawrence, right?
Mhm.
Just because he was doing good. What do you think about that
Well, I think that's part of the
hierarchy?
alluding, well, not just the hierarchy. I think it's part of getting rid of your humanity. You
Okay,
getting rid of your humanity, you just want to do fucked up shit.
true.
You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's on the up and up, anybody that's doing good, that's automatically your enemy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not human no more. At least you're trying your best not to be. Because
Exactly.
somewhere or not, they got to be human. Because if okay, so yes, they're demon and they have these powers, but if they're not still human, so is Terry Brooks trying to say humans in general can be other entities?
I think
You know
they're
what I'm
trying to,
saying?
yeah, that you can be consumed by and be, people are evil. People can be evil. And to
Could that
explain
happen
what
with
that
good?
is, what?
Could that happen with good? Could someone be so good that they give up they, remove their humanity for good?
I don't think you could do that. I think being good, you have to have humanity. Like you have to have that. That's a virtue that you can't have. So it's to
Well,
have
the
that or
lady has
to
no humanity.
who?
I don't think the lady has any humanity.
You don't?
You think she was a human at one point?
I'm not sure if she ever was, but she definitely has humanity or empathizes in order to set up warriors to fight for it.
Well, if it's her job, the same way a bee goes out there and pollinates.
Yeah, but I think like when you think about how the knight is supposed to serve in his duty, psychologically, that's not really a job. That becomes a lifestyle, a way of thinking. That's no longer a job. That's just your way of life, right? And certain qualities and thoughts come with that. And I think that that has to deal with humanity because you have to be able to give that up or to have that kind of compassion to serve in order to do what he's doing. And when I say compassion, the compassion is to the word, not to anything else but that. And you're right. It kind of goes back to what you asked before about, all right, is it really, all good if you have to do an evil act? And I don't
That's my
really,
thinking.
right. And I'm not sure, like, because it shouldn't be that way, but it kind of looks like it is. And does it go, it's not reciprocated because it's not like the demon's going to do a little bit of good in order to, you know, well, maybe I guess the demons do, right? She does
Oh,
tell John
definitely
she
trying to
loves
tell her I
him,
love
even
you.
though it's a
Yeah.
lie. She does try to make a life in a home. You know what I mean? And even if you
Was it
think
a
back
lie?
to, I mean, if you think that demons are liars, then it would be a lie. But the way makes it sound in the book, it sounds so believable and like that's what she really wants. It doesn't
Well, I
sound like
took it
it's a
as
lie. I don't think
I
it. I think it is, but she made it sound like it wasn't to him to be
well,
more
it could have been a
manipulative.
lie. Yeah, it could have been a lie, but I took it as that's why my statement was I don't think that they feel they giving up their humanity, but I don't really think they're giving up humanity because through all that shit, she was with it's like a Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
Yeah, she was the captor, so to speak, but she was playing this game so long that she started to actually, you know what I'm saying? Like to remember
Yeah.
some of that humanity, started to, you know what I'm saying? Started to they was clapping cheeks. They, you know what I'm saying? That
Facts.
she's
And
like,
even
chill. I kind of
when you think back to the demon from the first book, same thing. Like he wined and dined them. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get with them. He clearly was clapping them cheeks too because he had a kid. So when you think about
fact.
it, like, do they still feel like they could have love? And I mean, I guess that goes back to, are the demons fully a demon? Could they ever kind of turn and come back if they still have a piece
That's
of
the question.
if they
That's
still
a
have a
great
piece of
fucking question.
humanity or love inside of them? Or is it because, with forgiveness and, redemption, you can always come back to God or the word?
What do you? Okay, let me ask you this. What do you think is? Let's say the void is a type of like nothingness. What do you think is the end game? What do you think the void wants? What's his goal?
See, that's a good question because if you destroy all of humanity and you just let chaos run, what's I mean, unless because it's chaotic and every day would be kind of completely different, it would be just kind of constant chaos. I mean, that would be like constant change.
But see what you just said? You said destroy all of humanity. So that the
Right.
demons would be gone too.
Yeah. Is it, I wonder if it's, I don't know. Because I'm thinking, like, could it be like a kind of a, is it looking to take over the world and just make everything a nothingness like it? And it's just using demons to kind of clear all the board of, all of the good, all of the word, so that way it can just then snap its fingers like Thanos and everything kind of that has humanity just be completely
Well,
taken.
let me since you mentioned it already earlier about the Shannara, let me mention this. In Shannara, there's no demons.
Oh, that's interesting. That's then yeah. Could
You get what
it
I'm
be
trying to
that?
say now?
Yeah. Could the Void then want to establish something completely different and just take everything out, but just using demons, and then wanting to take them out as soon as its work's done because it can just put that thought in its mind and it be done since it's in it?
Well,
Or
that's why I say your comparison to the nothingness was great because isn't that the whole gist of the never-ending story? That it
exactly,
wasn't
it's sucking.
that it
It's gonna
wanted to
kill.
kill shit. It just
Yeah,
wanted everything done. You know,
done.
it
Just
just wanted
nothing.
everything done.
Yeah, a complete void of nothing. That was the whole
Exactly.
point.
So
So, and that's what I think it's the ultimate purpose, not even for there to be demons, but I feel like the demons are cleaning house, and then they're gonna, it's kind of like when Whisk put all of the, in Daredevil, Born Again, when he puts the whole crew right back on the North Star, whatever the freaking ship is called, and they,
yeah,
inside
yeah.
and he kills them all. So they can, it's kind
I,
of like the same thing. I feel like the demons are doing all the work to clean house, and then just like a snap of, Thanos' finger, they're all gonna be gone. It's gonna be nothing. Better than Thanos' finger, it'll just be nothing. Not that one third
that's
or
their
half or
hope.
whatever.
That's their hope. So now, okay, let me ask you this: for that to
Hmm.
happen, what would they have to do, or what do you think they would do to get that final outcome?
They would have to take out every single night of the word and have no one believe in that again.
Now, do you think they would have to take out the Knights of the Word?
Not if not okay, so maybe not necessarily take them out by killing them, but convert them over to become demons. Because once you transfer enough people onto your side, there's no one left on the other side.
Okay, okay. I like how you're thinking. That's not
So
the way it goes, though. But I like how you're thinking.
yeah, that's exactly what I would think. Kind of like, all right, so if Terminator came in when like the Terminators, the robot, if they got to take over and wipe everything out, and the actual Terminator that we see did not come, and John was never saved and all that, and everything was just completely wiped out, they would just build their own world of technology, right? And then kind of goes into like what we know of the Matrix, right? And it would be kind of like I feel like it could go into something like that if anybody's left at all.
Okay, okay. I like that thinking, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I like the way you're thinking. But remember, we're going from Chicago, New York, what we know today, to
Right?
Canara.
It's going from city to city. And I don't, is Shannara actually a place, or is it a fictional place? Or is it going to be a
Shannara
place? Yeah.
is Earth.
Okay. Like I said, I've been staying away so that I can read them in order. I know very
Yeah,
little.
no, that's what I'm saying. Shannara, literally, this. It's all the same place.
Okay.
This is
And
what I'm saying.
that's the
It goes
impression
from
that
one
I
to
was,
the other.
okay. And that's the impression that I got.
That's the spectacular part of it because you got to understand that it's literally about to be. I don't know if I was okay. Like you made a comment, like, "Oh, they, I guess they win or whatever to get to Shannara." I'm not. I don't know if they win, so to speak. I don't even think they understood what they really was getting themselves into. To be honest with you,
Facts.
I'm not even gonna hold you on that.
I'm excited
But
to
so
read. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, no. So this is 3 books in now since we did the prequel. What are you looking forward to what's gonna come next?
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to what's going to come next. I haven't started reading it because I want to make sure I devote all my attention. And it's summertime and I'm in Florida and I'm doing like some stuff. So I'm like, when I have a minute to sit down and actually read, I'm like, I cannot wait. So I haven't cracked it because I didn't want to have to put it down because I was like trying to get ready to come down to Florida and doing mad stuff with the kids in the house and all this stuff. So I'm on vacation. Hopefully I'll have time, but I have it. But I haven't cracked it open yet because I know I need to know that I could sit down because I want to know what happens so bad. I do not want to sit there and just like wait. Like and have to like put things down and pick back up or like get all mad and frustrated because I get interrupted. So I am excited to actually finally read this once I get home.
What would you like to happen? What would you like to or what would you expect to see in this upcoming book?
I expect that we're going to get our main two characters back, obviously. And I'm curious to see where the next adventure is going to take us to. By adventure, I use that word loosely, but where the next, where the next setting is going to be for the book. I do know that. So my prediction is, since we've already seen like kind of this role reversal between Nesta's grandmother and mom with the demon, and now it's John with the demon, and the demons were kind of fighting over John. I feel like the same thing will happen, but rather than fight over John, I feel like they're gonna come after Nest, if not both of them at the same time.
Mm, okay, okay.
And I don't know if so I don't think that they're going to be successful, but I don't know if the success is going to be based on both of them or one of them.
Would you be upset if Ness ain't in it?
Yes.
Okay. Not saying she's not in it. I was just curious.
She is or she is not?
You want to know?
Okay, no, I actually kind of don't, but I am going to be upset if she is not.
No,
Not
I
going
was
to
just
lie.
curious. You know.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't read nothing about it, so I'm a blank slate. I know nothing. I just know it's the last book, and obviously things do not go right because that's how we get to Shannara. So I
Well,
don't
we
know where
still
the
got some books. Remember, we
yes,
still got some books. So we in this, like I said, we got Chicago, New York, how it is now, and then
right?
you got Shannara, which is like fantasy world, like forest and everything. The whole landscape is totally different, but it's the same place. And what I mean by the same place, I'm talking about in Shannara, world, digging, and you dig deep enough and you find a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like
Got
it's the
you,
same place.
got you, got you. I don't know if
But
Ness is not in it, but it's gonna set something else up so that we can see it like kind of cross paths in the book after this, the next one, the fourth book, I guess you say, then I am totally open to it. Kind of the way, if you read, oh my God, I can't think, the Silos, the trilogy. If you read Wool, Shift, and Dust, Wool and Dust kind of really have all of like Juliet's story, like Shift barely does. It's really about the Nile times and it talks about the silo, but other stuff's going on, so it's not the same. And the second book, Shift, kind of like smacks you like, okay, where's Juliet? And you don't get that. So if Terry Brooks was to do that the way Hugh Howey did for that trilogy, I think I would be completely open to it now that I'm thinking about it and you're mentioning it, because I didn't really even think about it. I assumed, and maybe I just made an ass of myself, but I assumed that Nest would be in it. But it's, it's possible if she's not, I would accept it again. If it's like, all right, this book might not have her because they're going to show a different night and different demons and how this whole thing is working and building and kind of networking to come together to bring everything down, then I would completely be open and accepting to that now that I'm thinking about it. Because I know it'll all come back like it did for Hugh Howey in that trilogy.
do you think John will be in it?
Um, Possibly we could see him continue his journey and go on to somewhere next. And I think that would be interesting because the book opens with what his failure was, and that clearly did not have Ness in it. That was a whole different, thing that happens. Because that was 3 years ago versus, right now
Right.
it's 5 years. So that's, he continued on for 2 years after the incident that happened with Ness. So considering all that, I would not, I would hope that John is actually in it more than Nest at this point. So I kind of redact what I said now that I'm thinking about it. Because again, I hadn't even thought about it. So if we don't see Nest, I could see her like moving back to where, going back and going to school and doing what she needs to do. And John going on and continuing. We see his journey as he comes back to regain all of his magic and step back into the word and see what's kind of going on with him and how he's does other missions, so to speak.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, now I'm
I
really
like your
thinking.
thinking.
Yeah, now I'm really thinking because I really made an assumption.
Like I said, maybe she is in it. Maybe she. I'm just curious what your thoughts is if you think she was or not.
Yeah,
Because
I,
yeah,
I think.
she's a very important character.
Yeah, I originally just assumed that she was in it, but now that I'm giving it more thought as we're talking, I like I already said, I I see it all the different perspectives that I just mentioned, and I think those would be really cool. So I'm good with any one of those options now.
But just understand, so we're leading, and it's gonna start getting darker. We're gonna get another little time jump, and it's gonna start getting darker. The world is starting to it's starting to be a problem. Let's say the demons are starting to be a problem. Hence why I said we see a lot more demons in this next book. We see Homie, like I said, I ain't gonna blow up his name yet, but we see Homie and he's gangster as fuck. But not just him, we actually see a bunch of different demons, and not just a bunch of different demons. This is the first time we actually start to see more knights, like you said. So we did see more knights. We do start to see more knights, and it's gonna start getting real interesting. But actually, I got a question. What did you think about the girl on girl fight scene?
I loved it. I wish it gave a little, like, I like the description, and I thought it was, I don't know, it the fact that, like, Ness getting into her magic, you're talking about between Ness and Stephanie at the end, correct?
Facts,
Okay.
facts.
So yeah. So I absolutely loved it because that's finally where, like um what's her name? Nest realized where Wraith had been, and Wraith came through her, and she was able to realize that she's the one that absorbed his powers, and wherever she went and when she needed it, it was always just inside of her. That the whole time it was the magic, and the magic was her grandmother's magic, but clearly it got passed down, and there was no question because when she needed it to defeat a demon, it did. So there's no doubt about it because she had been looking to see how her magic was going to come and how it would evolve. And it came out at the perfect time. And I loved their fight, especially because Stephanie for a minute thought she had her. And
100%. Stephanie thought she was G.
she was, yeah,
I
Stephanie
said,
thought she had her. And
nah, bitch.
I was like, this fucking bitch thinks she badass. And then everything happened. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, oh, if it would have been a show, I would have probably been screaming way louder. But I was making all these like, yeah, yeah, like it was great. And the fact that she
And
came
it
into
had to be
herself,
Ness.
yeah, it had to be Ness. And it, like, I should have seen the first shadowing when she tried to tell John in the diner and he didn't really hear or believe her. You know what I mean? And he kind of questioned it. I should have known at that point because she put it all together that it had to be her. And that was her evolution into her magic and where her place would be at this point, I guess, in where she was fighting and who she was fighting for.
Facts.
Like
Big
like
facts.
she made a clear, like she like backed up and confirmed where she stood.
Big facts.
So,
What I will tell you in the next book, we see a female Spanish knight. That's pretty cool.
oh, that's what's up. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
That's good.
Female
All right.
Spanish chick. She gangster. She
Oh, I can't
gangster
wait.
too.
I can't
But
wait.
it also gives us like the same way there's different type of demons, we
Mm,
have totally different type of knights. And it's funny that you picked up on it and we start to see that, yeah, I would agree with you. John is probably one of the best knights that the lady has access to. That's why that's also the main reason why she went to Nest.
yeah.
Yeah, she was gonna kill his ass, but she didn't want to kill his ass. She needed his ass. There's still work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's still work to do.
And she,
But
like, that's how she shows her love. She sent multiple messages, and then she finally went to, like, the last resort, the person that she went through every, like, I loved that part that we saw that. And to me, that was love.
that exactly 100%. So no matter what, as much as he was like this bitch, fuck this bitch, she still was like, nah, dude, I'm gonna kill you. I don't want to though. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to though. Don't make me have to body you, please. But thank God it worked because the series would have been horrible ending right there. I'll tell you that much.
Hell yeah.
That would have been
Hell
trash.
yeah.
Thank God
Oh,
it worked. But we're starting to go into the world is starting to change.
right?
This next book, and by the time we finish this next book, the world ain't gonna be what we know, and it's
Okay.
gonna lead into the beginning, so to speak, of Shannara. Because, like I said, in Shannara, there's no demons. Now, again, I'm not saying they ain't evil shit,
Right.
but it's not necessarily someone. Oh, got rid of my immortality. Literally, the world changes from big city life back to magic and shit of that nature.
Got you.
So
I'm excited.
yeah, so that's why we don't even have Knights of the Words at that point
Okay.
because magic is magic. We have wizards. We have, you know what I'm saying? Like the world
It's just gonna
changes
get
drastically.
better. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of just
I
looks
agree.
like it's gonna be like yeah, it looks like a complete reset. It almost looks
Exactly.
like we're reading things backwards from what we all talk about has happened with Tartaria and ancient civilizations and their technology and magic. So yeah, I'm really interested to read about Shannara because yeah, I'm sure we'll make a bunch of different connections. I don't know much about it at all, but that's what the feeling I'm getting from everything you're saying.
No, 100%, 100%. Well, you'll see. You'll see. So what you think? Maybe give you like 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Because I know you're in Florida doing your Florida thing, so I don't expect you to
Right.
stop
Probably
swimming to
like
read.
yeah, I'm trying to think so I get back home on August 24th, so maybe the week after that. What is that? The
I have the calendar
20
in front of me.
the
So maybe,
31st, something like that. Right before
yeah,
the
probably.
yeah, I'll look it up, but yeah, we can do the week after that, the last week of August.
All right, that sounds like a plan. So we'll set it up for
Perfect.
that. So what would you rate this? What you thinking? Good book?
I thought this book was better than Running with the Demons, and I gave Running with the Demons an A. So this was definitely an A. I love the twists. I love the themes. I love the growth. I loved just seeing the characters and how their lives had turned and all that they had to face and come through and where it kind of led to. And I saw the demons and you just saw the way they worked because prior we kind of just heard it secondhand. And we saw it kind of with Ness, but like here you kind of really saw a different way that it was working in multiple ways, right? With John and again Simon Lawrence. So I really loved it. So I don't even know. Definitely another A for sure. But I even want to go higher than I do Running with the Demons because this was even better and I loved it.
No, because you got the next book still. You can't keep going.
Oh,
I
qué
you gonna go high.
bonita.
You gonna give it.
I
You gonna
can't
start
wait.
giving it an S. You gonna
I
start
know,
giving it satisfactories.
right? So this is definitely an A for me. I love the second book in the series. It was great.
Definitely, definitely. Now the third book wraps up this specific series
Okay.
because again, when it goes into the fourth, the time jump is immense. Hence, the world is different. But this book gives us the connection to the next book. You'll see what that connection is, and we'll go through that conversation when that time comes. But so pay attention to that connection. See if you can notice what it is, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna ask you if you picked up and when did you pick up on on the
Okay.
connection, because there's gonna be a connection. It's
All
gonna be
right. I will for
very
sure.
important.
I will for sure. I know we have to. I know I have to wrap this up. I'm sorry. My mom actually needs me. I have to go do something real quick with her and my dad to help my dad out with,
No, that's
he's
a
had some
fact.
health
That's actually
issues.
why I was wrapping it up. So,
Okay.
thank you, Mama,
Sorry.
for rocking with me. I
Hell
appreciate
yeah.
you. Hopefully, Jackson and Rain is good. He didn't get to get on, but that's fine. They'll jump on
That's
with us
fine.
next time around.
I know I'm going to keep
So,
them in my prayers and hope that they are just doing well wherever they're at and just wish everybody around Chicago dealing with all that crazy ass shit that we talked about in the beginning of the live that they're doing well. So I can't wait till the next time I get to talk with you. You're amazing. And thank you. I love you guys. You're amazing. I love these books. This is awesome.
thank you for rocking, and it's gonna get nothing but better. But all right. So let's wrap it up. Thank you, Mama. Be safe. Let me put this intro again. Ha ha. Hi.
Okay, I'm going to.
The moon is high, the fire burns. Another page, another turn. Ancient whispers fill the air. Every secret's waiting there.